today's first episode, we're diving straight into the world of teenage life, expectations, labels, pressures. For this, we have two of my school peers. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Tamina and I am one of Farah's friends.
Hello, I'm Sayyid Zakir Mani and I would also like to share my point of view on this crucial topic.
So let's start with the first question. What's one expectation you feel just because of your gender?
I honestly think that a common expectation or a perspective of a society is that if you are a boy, all the outside tasks like for example bringing something from outside or going outside, giving out a parcel to a relative or something like that, all these things should be anyhow done by a boy only.
While your perspective is true, this expectation is not only kept from boys. For boys, this expectation is also kept for girls. As most families which only have girl child, tend to make their girls work and to let them do outside chores and works. And apart from that, girls are also expected to do all the housework, like helping their mother and cooking, cleaning, everything. While boys are not, they don't have expectations from girls to do all of that.
Yeah, that's true. So both sides are dealing with pressure. So what's one point you feel that you both face but you do not share?
I think that certain subconscious pressure on boys' mind is that after school what they have to do. It is not decided by us. I think that till an extent girls have authority of what they can do in terms of education, I'm not talking about life, but in terms of education girls have some expectation of freedom, whereas boys only have 2 to 3 options decided by their society or decided by the environment they grow in. That is something that boys grow towards and around with.
So most girls have this pressure on their back to make their parents proud and to do the best they can to make them to make their parents feel safe and nice. And so even though girls have the freedom to decide their jobs, it's difficult for them to choose a safe and secure job and which can last for a long while.
Honestly, I think that keeping your parents proud and happy is not a pressure, it's a duty of a child what they have to do. Coming to your second point that girls are not safe, yeah, that is a very true point that nowadays like a lot of streams or a lot of professions are really unsafe for girls. Some are quite unexpected that this is not safe for girls or something like that. Yeah, that's a true point.
That's good. So let's talk about something which we all face. They are the face labels. You guys are sitting in your classes and sometimes one of your friends call you by nicknames or something like that. So what's your real feeling and how do you feel?
I think honestly till an extent boys do not care about that. I do not know about girls, but till an extent boys, at least my friend circle and all, they do not think about that so much, or they they take it sportingly and they take it it's just a joke. Sometimes it may get exceeded, but we are always there to handle ourselves, and we are always there to calm if something goes off limit. So I think sometimes in jokes and all, we someone who is looking from a third person point of view would feel that they are exceeding the limit or something like that, but we do not feel so and we take it sportingly.
I would agree with on that point. It's the same for girls, but some of the times, girls take it too harsh on themselves and think about it more often. They start overthinking on the nickname that they have been called. So yes, some of the times, girls get a little sensitive about these topics, but mostly it's just that we take it as a joke.
So what's a label you got and you think that's not true?
The label that most girls get is that they cry a lot, or they're quite sensitive, which I would feel like for myself and for the people in my class, which is not true, because most of the girls in this school and this class are quite bold and brave, and so that label that we've all been given since childhood does not suit us.
Also adding to a point, I think that the label, which is a lot common, it's a short phrase, Roti Surat. A lot of people use that nowadays. It has actually no meaning nowadays because all the generation has changed. It was something which would have been suited for the people of old thinking or old mindset, but nowadays people have developed and people are starting to actually factor in that, they are actually starting to factor in gender equality, etc., and they are getting away from these nicknames. Surely it is still left, there's a lot of work left to do for completely eliminating them, but still people are starting to change, they are getting responsible of what kind of words they are using and to whom they are using.
So you both feel that both of you guys, like both of the genders, get labels. And what is one thing you would do to stop this?
I don't feel like there's a lot of work to do. Like for my age group people, I don't feel like there's a lot of stuff that we have to do to change the mindset of people. But children who are younger and basically they get a lot of labels and they take it personally, and then for that we have to change the mindset of parents first. As parents set these mindset in their children, and that causes problems.
Honestly, think that adding to our point again, these problems of labels or gender equality and all can be tackled by using the best way we can tackle this is by using social media, because nowadays all the things that teenagers or the people of age groups, let's say 7 to 20, 21, 25 see and believe is whatever they see on social media, they believe it's true without checking it or something like that. I think that if we are able to send out a good message by using social media or like running social media campaigns or something like that, which a lot of people are starting to do nowadays anyways, so I think that we can eliminate this problem, and we can also get the new generation, the Gen Alpha generation, also be ready, like what they are going to speak, how should they be when they grow up, like what kind of tone or what kind of respect they should impose on each other, something like that.
And along with that, we also need to have some parental workshops to teach parents what kind of mindset they should implant in their child.
Yeah, adding to your point again, I think that the parents' point of view of nowadays is not something we can actually proportionally tackle with social media. For them, I think in-home counseling sessions or something like that, or the usage of TV shows or TV ads, like in between, where they usually focus on, if we can spread out a message or a campaign, something like that, then even the parents will be aware that what they are doing right or what they are doing wrong. This would again lead to a greater and better impact on child.
So we conclude here to breaking labels is where we start fitting in. Okay, now let's flip the script. What's one thing you admire about the other gender?
The one thing that I admire about the other gender is how they deal with problems. So most of the time, what happens to girls is they start overthinking about that issue, and they make it as a very big issue, even though it's a very small problem. But when we look to the boys' side, they take it jokingly and they try to cope up with different ways that are not too stressful, and they don't think about it too much.
Something which I think is that girls and women in general, they are really good at multitasking, because they have to manage a lot of things at once. For example, home, family, and nowadays a lot of women are empowered and they are starting to work. They are going to jobs. They are working with their colleagues. They are working with their family. They are helping. They are doing the house chores on themselves. For example, if a woman herself manages her kids, her family, and nowadays they are also starting to work. They are going in corporate jobs and all. This is something I admire a lot, that how can they be so efficient and multitask, they are doing a lot of multitasking, but being efficient at its peak on all the tasks.
So we have a perfect mixture and balance. Both genders should work together. So by listening to both of you, I feel like school is just a smaller version of the real world. We are already trying to figure out to stop the bullying and all of the stuff happening with genders. So what's one thing you would do to stop discrimination or be against it?
I think as we are one of the seniors, I think that something we can do is advising our juniors on what to do and how to behave, and also say what experiences we ourselves have faced and what we can do so that they do not face in their upcoming future. And I think that by doing this, we can create a greater impact on our society, and we can help eliminate this problem of gender discrimination?
Along with all of that, I think there should be more sports for girls so that they also can participate in all the sports activities, such as nowadays there are many clubs for football. So we could have a huge club for football for girls where there's a proper ground and everything for girls to start playing.
So by this we can stop discrimination, you feel? That's good. And that's the wrap for the first episode. He said, she said. Same class but the different views.